Welcome to Glowing Success. My name is Heidi and I am your host. This podcast is for beauty entrepreneurs. Join me weekly as we dive into the beauty industry's ins and outs, from business strategies, top-selling services, and taboo topics. I will be interviewing industry leaders with empowering stories and game-changing insights. Let's illuminate your path to success together. Let's jump into this next episode. Welcome back to Glowing Success. Today I'm going to be talking about how every beauty pro starts at zero. You got to keep on going. So this episode hopefully will inspire you to keep on going, especially if you're stuck in a rut right now, or if you're feeling burnt out, or if you're just feeling like you need a little spark of inspiration. This is the episode for you, okay? So let's start off with every beauty professional does start at zero, right? Like, we all have the time where we're in school, where we don't have clients yet, where we didn't make any money, where you know what I mean? And so everybody has to start at zero, right? So I obviously started at zero. I went to beauty school. I actually went to beauty school twice. I went to full cosmetology school. It didn't work out for me. I actually got kicked out of that first school for not attending the hours that I was supposed to. Was doing too much partying and things like that at that time. And so just wasn't good for me. And then, I went back, years later and went back just for aesthetics because I knew that that's where I really wanted to focus. So, but when I started my business, I did start it in school, but I will say, I started with zero clients, zero money, zero experience of how I'm going to get those clients in the door. So if you're feeling that fear, if you're feeling that doubt, if you're comparing yourself to another business, don't do that, because don't listen to those thoughts, because everybody had to start somewhere. Everybody had to start at ground zero, so to speak. So the reality is that everybody had to do that, right? But part of it is, let's dive deeper into what that looks like. So, we all have to start somewhere. We all have to be that new professional. We all have to be that, I've only done this service a handful of times. We all have to start that I've just started learning about these products. So just know that. But really, we have to have a little bit of confidence of knowing, okay, I do have this passion. I do want to help this client with this problem that I'm trying to solve for them. I do feel excited about these services and products that I'm offering. So we really have to focus on those feelings and those things to push us forward into the days that you're just like, I have no clue what I'm doing. I don't even know how to do anything, because eventually, over time, with continued commitment and continued passion, and that drive has to keep you going past those days that are just really tough and really not good feeling, or you just feel like you have imposter syndrome, or all these other feelings that pop up, right? So that self-doubt is going to be there, but you have to just push it aside, okay? So it definitely is something that, we all have to do, and just know that none of us really essentially know what we're doing in life, right? So let's just think of it like that. So a few things to kind of get you over those hurdles that I have found is consistency over perfection. And I'm sure you guys have heard my other episode about taking imperfect action. I'm a true believer in just keep on going, because that consistency is where really the secret sauce is. You know what I mean? Like, you showing up consistently matters more than you being perfect at everything you're doing, okay? And then the consistency is really where clients will find you. So that's where, clients will be like, oh yeah, I keep on seeing this name, or yeah, I saw that you popped up, or whatever. So that consistency is there, because let's say you went out into your career and after you had your first bad day, let's say you got a job in the salon that you wanted to, that's great. But let's say you have one bad day and then you quit. Well, that's not going to help you. Like, you're not going to learn anything. You're not going to be able to correct those actions. So, you really have to keep on going, right? So despite the fear, we have to be consistent. Despite the, all of the other things that you have to kind of go through, you have to be consistent. Some of the other things that help you is continuing to be open to learning. So continue to be having an open mind when it comes to absorbing new information, because during this process, we're also going to be learning new things constantly, right? So we're going to be learning about products. We're going to be learning about how to do sales. We're going to be learning about how to do upgrades in your room. We're going to be learning about how to do your proper consultations. I mean, there's so much that happens in services, right? So you, once again, consistency. So we're kind of consistently learning, but if you're not open to learning new things, and if you're not open to saying, okay, I'm not good at this, but I want to get better, that's also something that people kind of sometimes have to get over in order to take those next tangible steps, right? So after we've kind of been consistent, after we've been open-minded about learning new things, we have to start setting small goals for ourselves, right? Because then you can actually start seeing that action take place. You can start seeing that progress happen. So I always tell people, like, maybe make a small goal of like, I'm going to sell this much retail this month, or I'm going to try to gain this many clients in the next 3 months, or something like that. So everybody's different, but you're never going to continue further if you don't kind of set your sights for something that you haven't committed to yet. And it doesn't have to be crazy. So that's why I always tell people, like, make it an achievable goal, but make it a goal that's ahead of you that you haven't succeeded in yet, because I do feel like that is going to push you, because sometimes we need to push ourselves. So the other thing that I will say is, like, maybe have some friends in the industry that you can have accountability with, right? So that also helps push you forward and out of your comfort zone and into those new kind of boundaries. And so if you have a friend that went to school with you that you still stay connected with after you guys graduated, that's great. You can push each other in really positive ways. You can connect, you can collaborate. Or if, let's say, you are in the salon suites, try to meet as many of your neighbors as you can and see if there's any collaborations that you can do. See if you can kind of spark up a relationship or a friendship with them. If you work in a salon or spa environment, same thing. See if you can network the people that work there. See if you can, see if their management can kind of push you incrementally, right? So those are ways that we can continue to learn, continue to progress, and, not feel like we're being stuck in one pattern or one thought process even. Because what happens is, once we start thinking poorly of ourselves or poorly of our successes, or once we start thinking that we can't achieve something, it definitely pops up more than you would like it to, and you do start to believe those thoughts, right? So to get out of those thoughts, these are the ways to do it. Like, make those small goals, have accountability partners, see what you've done so far, or even celebrate the wins that you have. So, a win is getting a job out of school or starting your own business. Those are wins. So let's celebrate those as those, things happen. Maybe getting your first couple clients, maybe making your first retail sale after you've graduated and into your first gig. You know what I mean? Like, we need to celebrate these things, because those celebrations and celebrating yourself in those movements is going to help you make more of those types of actions, right? It tells your brain, like, oh my gosh, that was really good. Okay, yeah, we're excited, So I will say, like, celebrate those things in any way that you want to celebrate. It could be just telling somebody about it, and that's your celebration. It could be like you buy yourself a little fancy treat that day. It could be, so many different ways. You could go out to dinner, what have you, however you like to celebrate. You could just pat yourself on the back. You could write it down on the wall. I mean, there's so many different ways to celebrate. But, you have to keep on going. Okay. So, I always tell people, as a business owner specifically, it's a marathon, not a sprint. We need to keep on going, keep on going. You're not, sometimes you'll get quick wins with things, but for the most part in your career, if you think about it, how other people's careers go, not just in the beauty industry, it can take years to get, certain places in people's careers, right? You see people talk about it all the time of like, well, I didn't get, this position until I was at this company for 5 years. So why are we thinking that, obviously things are different in the beauty industry because they can work a little faster sometimes. But, we have to think about it like that too sometimes. It's like you're working towards that goal. So none of us started with a bunch of cool clients and money. So every beauty professional starts at zero you got to keep on going, okay? If you need any assistance, or if you're looking for more tips, or if you're looking for things guidance wise, I have a ton of things on my website. But I highly suggest you go and download my free training. It's a quick 8-minute training. It's very action focused. So you'll be able to take some tips out of that training and use them to attract clients into your business or into your room immediately, okay? I will leave the link for that in the show notes, so you can just click on it and it'll take you right there and you can start it today. Take action today, okay? And keep on going. And of course, thank you for listening. I hope you liked that episode and found something useful or a tip that you can use immediately. My episodes come out weekly, so I'll see you in the next episode.